Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, peaklings, earthlings everywhere. Hope you're all having a good day. Thank you all very, very much, those of you that joined me on the premiere last night. That was a long one, wasn't it? Very long story. That's just a little bit. But anyway, so I see this Halloween outing, going to see the pumpkins with Meghan and Harry. And I've got to say, it's so sad. It's now the thing is, oh my God, it's all right. I got you. None of us really know what's going on behind closed doors, and they could be the happiest family in the world, but Meghan is obviously painfully aware of public image. Well, she doesn't always get it right, but she's aware it's there, and she's aware, and so is Harry, that when they put something out into the public, a picture tells 1,000 words. So for the life of me, I don't understand this latest pumpkin corner, pumpkin field visitation. I dare say they booked the whole place out for security purposes. But there are so many weird things about these pictures. And when I watched the little video that she put up on her Insta, it just felt so sad, really tragic. It was I think everybody, it was the backs of their heads. Was everybody, wasn't it? And it just seemed so dark and ominous and lonely. I suppose she's trying to portray, I don't know, is she doing this on purpose? I don't know. Harry looks thoroughly miserable, carving his little pumpkin. I mean, there's no smile on his face there. Is that what it's really come to, Harry? Like you've been given a packet of crayons to sit in the corner. The whole video gave me very much vibes of visitation rights. Do you know what I mean? That's how it came across to me, like a family where the parents have split up, but they get together for a family day to try and make things normal for the kids. Only it looked far from normal. Now, I'm not going to criticise their parenting or their family life, because I just don't know jack shit about what goes on within their four private walls. But she has put this out on Instagram, and so I am going to comment on it. Why on earth, please, Kat, could you please stop doing that to my deck? Oh, it makes me cry every time I see it. Please, stop, please. Yeah, I mean, she's put this out as a public image. And the story that it tells me is that this is a broken family. Why is Marcus there? And her mother suddenly has turned up. I suppose I've seen a lot of people say, where's Doria? Where's Doria? So she's clearly aware and reading your comments all over the internet and other people's comments. But why is Marcus there? Why is he even featured? You know, yeah, he might be their family friend, but why feature him? And why is Harry and Meghan, where they're holding hands, they're standing about 5 foot apart from each other? I mean, that's quite an effort. It's like, could I hold your hand? Normally, if you hold a person's hand, a child's hand, a partner's hand, anybody's, you know, it's a natural thing to move closer to them. I mean, she used to positively cling like a limpet to his arm. Now it's like, hello over there, I need a megaphone to talk to you because you're so far away. That was really weird, really forced. It's almost like she's deliberately depicting the beginning of the end. And I have seen some stories about her going on about, well, she's going to start going on about how she was treated in the royal family, medical purposes, when she was pregnant with Archie. Okay, don't start. The little girl, always in sort of pyjamas. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when when my kids were little, I would dress them up and present them for the world. Never, this is pre-Instagram. This is just, you know, we're going for a family day out. It would actually drive me mental. Trying to get everybody to get ready. Graham would never take it seriously. He'd be like, who cares what the kids look like? And I'd be like, I care what the kids look like. They've got to be presented, you know. But people will talk. And, you know, even without cameras, taking our own personal paparazzi along with us for a family event. I mean, Graham was our family paparazzi. He would film everything of the kids, everything of me. I mean, a little bit too much, actually. And then, Cat, please, I'm begging you, Puss. You're doing this because you know I'm filming and I can't get to you. She is having a field day with that stick-on decking I put down. It breaks my heart. I've shed real tears over that decking. Anyway, yeah, so as a family, we would get ready to go out and I would make sure the kids had their hair brushed. They're wearing a nice warm overcoat if it was cold, or they would be wearing summer clothes if it was hot. And they would look presented. And I would go to the park with them, or we would go to birthday parties. We would go wherever, family events, or birthday parties, and other parents and other children would do exactly the same. And I would have a chat with the mums and go, oh, it took me hours to get them both ready. And they would have a very similar story and go, my old man said, why'd you bother? And I said, yeah, that's what my old man says. Men, they really don't get it, do they? So why, when you are on a world stage and you are one of the most famous people in the world, she's got 4.1 million people following on Insta. I know by Insta standards that's rubbish, but it's still 4.1 million people following. Does she then allow the little girl to go out in what appears pajamas with matted hair? I mean, to not even brush the hair. And my mother kept my hair quite short because she didn't want to spend hours brushing hair, because when children have very long hair, you have to groom it a lot. And Faith, I never let Faith's hair get particularly long for the same reason. So this little girl has very, very long hair and it appears nobody brushes it ever. Like ever. It's just matted. That's a peculiar image for a mother with so many viewers to portray. The loneliness as well, you know. So they're there in a pumpkin field, which is a fun thing to do, isn't it? I would imagine that's a normal thing to do. I mean, I've never been big into Halloween. No. I've got my pumpkin. He keeps moving my pumpkin around. I'm beginning to think Ben doesn't like my pumpkin. I'm beginning to think Ben thinks his helmets are more important than my pumpkin. But I mean, I've never really been into that sort of thing. We never did strawberry picking and stuff like that. So it's a fun thing for kids. You know, the Halloween theme is a fun thing. So where are their friends? Don't they have any best friends? It just seems so lonely. And would it be that difficult to film some friends and you could pixelate the faces, or ask the parents, is it okay to show the faces? Or, you know, just to see some happiness, to see some children playing. The other sort of oddity is, I suppose, Lily and Archie don't seem to play with each other. There don't seem to be shots of them together. I don't know, maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it, but I mean, with our two, they were rarely far apart. I mean, they were either messing about and laughing or kicking the shit out of each other, quite frankly, you know, sibling rivalry and all that. But they were generally in the same shot. Or there would be, if I look back on our family footage, and I'm sure it would be the same for you guys, or anyone normal, other than Markle, if you were to look back at photographs of your kids when they were little, you know, there's all kinds of crazy pictures and all kinds of people in the pictures, and you'd look back on them and think, oh, I remember that guy, I remember that woman, oh yes, I remember these kids. I mean, most of the kids that Ben grew up with, he's still best friends with them now. We found a picture, my daughter found a picture of one of Ben's best friends when he was really little, and it was before he was friends with Ben. He was just happened to be in the background outside the dolphin office, and she found it, that it was hilarious because I mean, he's a big guy now, but there's nothing like that. It's so haunting. It's so empty. And it's more than just booking the place out. There's an emptiness about the whole video. Solemn. There's no laughter. I mean, there's Marcus carving a pumpkin. Obviously, it's the back of his head, but you can see it's Marcus, but he's not enjoying it. I bet that wouldn't be his first choice of a day out. So what's he doing there? It is a bit like 3 in the marriage, isn't it? Although I always got the impression Marcus was gay. I don't know. Maybe I got that wrong. But I always thought he was. I thought he had an ex-boyfriend called Omid. Or was Omid going out with someone who was working in the palace? I don't know. But it's peculiar. It's like the birthday photographs that she puts out, which are incredibly lonely. Yeah, I think the most heartbreaking one I saw was little Archie, you know, with black and white, looking at a balloon floating up into the sky. I mean, a little kid, if they lose a balloon, you know, that's a heartbreaking thing. To photograph him so solo on a birthday occasion like that. I mean, I didn't have many birthday parties as a kid for a particular reason, actually. I had one for my 5th birthday. No, my 6th birthday it must have been. I'd been at school for a year, started school age 5. And I was banned from having birthday parties ever after. I don't think I had another birthday party till I was about 12. Because I don't know if my mother made some food that had extra E numbers in it. But my parents, I invited the whole class. And, oh my God, load of 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, just tore our flat to pieces. It took all the adults, like both my parents, my grandmother, both my elder sisters, to try and control what was going on. I mean, they were bouncing off the walls with Smarties, and I don't think they knew about E numbers in those days. I seem to remember my parents having to call the other parents and ask them to come and collect their children a little bit early. And I was devastated. And so when my kids were little, I mean, every birthday without fail was an extravaganza. It was either the ball pit, which was a huge favourite. We did a big princess and pirate party for Faith one year. Rented the yacht club, which had a bar, and we had all like lemonade and tea and coffee ready. And I made all these little invitations like treasure maps. And we did princess and pirate so that the boys could dress up, you know, as well as the girls. And it was really popular. We invited the whole class, and we said parents welcome. And we also said, you know, that food and drinks would be provided. Well, when they all turned up, they were all sitting there in silence. Loads of them. They just filled the yacht club. And Graham and I said to the first mum and dad, oh, what would you like to drink? And the dad said, oh, she'll have a large G&T and I'll have a pint of lager. And Graham and I were like, oh, there's no alcohol. It's a kids' party. We've got lemonade or orange juice. And quite quickly, all the parents left. Left us to it. And we had a magician, and we've got video of it somewhere. I mean, the kids were going wild. They absolutely loved it. I think we did the Princess Pirate thing a couple times. What is it that Harry and Meghan are doing with their kids? Why are their kids not got friends? Why are they not socialising? I mean, even the Disney thing, they seemed awfully isolated. It can't be that they're going to be isolated like that. My God, no wonder Harry's thinking about cousins. Because if they're worried from a security point of view, then obviously other family relatives would be a safer option. I mean, I went to a private school, which my dad struggled. My dad ended up in debt, horribly in debt over the whole thing. And it was horrible. I hated it. But there were birthday parties. And when I was invited to birthday parties, there were what you would consider very high-risk kids. I mean, one of the kids that I went to school with owned the Albion Hotel in Brighton. Another kid, their family managed the Dolphinarium, the Sea Life Centre. There were Ghanaian princesses who were in my sister's class. You know, they were really high-risk kids. And I don't remember any of this nonsense about security. I don't remember anybody turning up with security guards or, you know. So I don't understand it, and I wouldn't imagine that they're any more or less at risk than celebrity A-listers' children, who presumably have fairly normal lives, I would think, don't they? The children, at least, I would imagine. I mean, Harry looks just so miserable in those pictures, and I've got to say Meghan doesn't exactly look full of the joys of spring. I've got the pictures up here just so I can sort of, you know, if anything else comes to mind. I mean, that holding hands, and he's even, as they're holding hands, he's not only far away from it, he's tipping his head away from her. And his knees and his body language, he doesn't want to be anywhere near her. And the pulling of the trolley, such glumness, all heads down, and one kid sitting in a cart with a load of pumpkins, Meghan on her own. It's just so empty, it's so void, it's so soulless. The only nice bit is Archie running around the little cornfields part. I mean, Harry couldn't look more pissed off if he tried trying to make a pumpkin. If you cast your mind back to the days with Diana and the boys, where I think she took them to Althorpe Park or something like that, on the water slide. I mean, they were having an absolute ball. I seem to recall she took them to Niagara Falls as well. I mean, even if they were doing something fairly mundane, there were always moments when both Charles and Diana would sort of lean in and whisper something to the boys, which would make them giggle a little bit. You know, both parents did that. I remember Charles trying to make Harry laugh. I think it was Harry, by putting a hanky on his head and doing the peekaboo thing, and it wasn't working. It was all going horribly wrong. I'm not seeing any of that normality with Meghan and Harry. I mean, for all her complaining and her protesting that the royal family were restrictive, it would appear to me that the life her children are having now is way more restrictive. Or is this just, is she doing this on purpose to sort of announce a divorce is coming? Because, as I say, this is an image of her private family life that she's chosen to put out to display. So if she wanted to get a message across, I know I'm one of the biggest ones for criticising her rictus grin, but surely to goodness there's something in between the rictus grin and this, just something normal in the middle. And then the previous video on her Insta that I saw, I mean, she looks like a mad lady who's escaped the lunatic asylum. She's in this sort of weird black outfit. I'll tell you what she looks like dressed like that. Years and years ago, when we lived in Spain before, if a lady was a widow, they would dress like that here in Spain. Very traditional. I mean, forever after. They would basically never wear colour again. They would wear heavy black stockings, a black dress, and sort of very hardy black shoes. And that's how she's dressed. And she's got her hair all over the place, and she's sort of looking at trees like this. I mean, she's crazy lady. She looked like a crazy lady. Why would she put that on Instagram? I mean, I know I did a video the other day with a face pack on for a laugh, but I mean, no one gives a crap what I look like. I'm not actually sure if I had 4 million followers if I would give a shit, but she clearly is the type of person who very much gives a shit about every little detail. So I just feel this has got to be deliberate, and she is painting. And, you know, it's coming up to Halloween, and Halloween has always been a very important thing for her. She really likes Halloween. She makes a big do about, oh, our last night together, me and Harry, before the world found out. You mean before you rang the press and told them, Meghan? That's what I think really happened. But that was a Halloween with Eugenie and I think Jack, wasn't it? And then all the other Halloweens, you know, Ellen, oh, we dressed the kids up in Halloween, and Lily didn't want to be a skunk, and Archie didn't. It's always Halloween. Halloween isn't that interesting that Halloween is such a, I know Halloween is, Well, we used to have a thing at school where we would do Harvest Festival, and we would go to the church and everybody would donate some food. And I remember taking a pumpkin once. I bet they looked at it and thought, well, what are we going to do with that? Because I think the food went to like homeless people or something. So I mean, well, it's not very practical, is it? But Harvest Festival, traditionally, you know, I suppose that's where it's from. Also, I'm not dissing anybody's beliefs at all. Everybody's personal belief is their personal belief. But it just seems to me that Meghan is a little bit full of toil, boil and trouble, you know? And again, very, very odd to have Marcus there. Anyway, I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on the subject. I find it very odd. I mean, why would you dress everybody up? Take them out for a family day and then they all look miserable. I mean, if I got back to the editing studio and I saw that, I'd think, I'm not putting that out. That didn't come across well at all. We'll find something else. We'll find another way. We'll film on a day when everybody's not thoroughly pissed off. I mean, maybe they just had a massive row. Maybe it was planned that they were going to go there. And so she planned everything, but then, you know, there was a huge blow up. I don't know why Harry doesn't just bite the bullet and get it over and done with. Just dump her, Harry. Just do it. So I don't think those little kids look very happy. Not that I know. Again, I emphasise, I don't know what goes on in their private life. All any of us know is what she decides to put out there. And she has decided to put this particular Addams family image. Actually, the Addams family are quite a happy family in comparison. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, liking, subscribing, etc. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and may your God be with you.